Generally, we consider living things to those which move from one place to another, such as man, cat, elephant, and other animals. They have certain characteristic features. Plants do not move. Even then, they come under the category of living things because they reproduce, respire, and have other characters of life. Living things have these characteristic features. 1. Definite shape and size. Living things have definite shape and size. 2. Growth. Growth is one of the most important features of living things. 3. Respiration. It is the process by which organisms take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. 4. Excretion. Removal of waste products. 5. Chemical composition. Organisms are composed of carbohydrates, fats, proteins, and nucleic acids. 6. Reproduction. Living organisms have the ability to reproduce their offspring. 7. Healing and regeneration. They have the ability to heal and regenerate the injured parts. 8. Movement. They have the ability to move. 9. Response to stimuli. Living things are influenced by their surroundings. 10. Each organism has an average life period in which it grows, reproduces, and dies. This period is called lifespan. 11. Organization. Living things have a unique organization by which they perform various functions of life. On the other hand, non-living things do not reproduce, respire, move, and they have no sense. Although certain non-living things such as aeroplane, train, motors, etc. move, but they have to be provided energy from external sources. Level of organization in the living world. The living world shows different levels of organization, the higher level of organization and the lower level of organization. The higher level of organization constitutes population, community, ecosystem, and biosphere. Higher level of organization. Species, population, community, ecosystem, biosphere. Species. Species is defined as a group of organisms of same characters which mate and produce offspring. Population. A population is a geographically localized group of individuals of the same species. The size of population may vary, which depends upon the available space, food, and other conditions. Community. Organisms, whether unicellular or multicellular, perform all the biological activities to continue their life. The organism is an independent unit, but we know that no organism can live alone. Plants and animals generally prefer to live in groups or colonies. Different plants and animals living in a habitat or place form biotic community. In other words, the association of several populations of different species in a particular locality is known as community. Examples: forest community, pond community, etc. Ecosystem. The interaction of biotic community, living organism, with the physical environment is called ecosystem. Plants and animals living together form a complex system. Biosphere. The part of the environment where life exists is called biosphere. Bio, life. Sphere, region. The living organisms, plants and animals can live on the earth in the soil, lithosphere, air, atmosphere, and under the water, hydrosphere. This is the highest level of organization. B. The lower level of organization includes cells, tissues, organs, organ system, and organisms. Lower level of organization: cell, tissue, organ, organ system, organism. Cell. Cells are the smallest or lowest unit of lower level of organization. Cell is a basic unit of life that can exist independently. So, it is also called the structural and functional unit of all living organisms. Tissue. In multicellular organisms, cells exhibit division of labor in which similar cells join together to perform a particular function. Organ. A group of tissue form organ to carry out certain functions. Like in our body, brain, lung, kidney, heart, and intestine are different organs for different purpose. Organ system. Different organs work together to carry out a specific life process through organ system like nervous system, respiratory system, circulatory system, etc. Organism. An organism is a living being made of different organ systems to carry out life. Examples: human being, plants, etc. Tissues. In multicellular organisms, cells exhibit division of labor in which similar cells join together to perform a particular function. A tissue is defined as a group of cells specialized to perform a particular function. Permanent tissue. When meristematic tissues cease to divide, they are converted into permanent tissues. These tissues constitute the whole plant. The characteristic features of permanent tissues are: 1. The cells of permanent tissues are not capable of division. 2. Cytoplasm is very less. Nucleus, if present, is small. 3. Cells are of variable sizes and have thin or thick walls. The permanent tissues may be of these types: 1. Simple tissue. 2. Complex tissue. Simple tissue. Simple tissue is made up of one type of cells that are similar structurally and functionally. These are of three types: parenchyma, collenchyma, and sclerenchyma. 1. Parenchyma. The cells of this tissue are living, may be spherical, oval, or polygonal in shape, thin-walled and loosely arranged. Location. It is most abundantly found tissue and is present in stem, roots, fruits and flowers. Function. 1. It stores food materials and also provides temporary support to the plant. 2. Some parenchyma cells may also contain chlorophyll, hence are called chlorenchyma. 3. Parenchyma cells present in aquatic plants have star-like air spaces called aerenchyma. These give buoyancy to the plants and help them to float. 2. Collenchyma. The cells of this tissue are living, thick at the corners. There are no intercellular spaces between the cells. Location. It is found in leaf stalks and epidermis of dicot stems. They are absent in monocot plants. Function. 1. They provide mechanical support to the growing part of a plant. 2. They also provide strength to the leaves and stems. 3. Sclerenchyma. They are composed of very thick-walled dead cells. There are no intercellular spaces in between the cells. Location. It is found in the veins of the leaves and stems. Function. They provide mechanical strength to the plants. Complex tissue. A complex tissue is made up of more than one type of cells that work together as a unit. This is a complex tissue which helps in the transportation of water, minerals, and food to the different parts of a plant body. They are of two types, xylem and phloem, collectively called vascular bundles. Xylem and phloem are conducting tissues that make up the vascular system of the plants. 1. Xylem. Xylem is made up of different types of thick-walled tubular cells, xylem vessels, tube-like structures joined end to end with thickening on their walls. Tracheids, elongated, narrow, dead cells. Xylem parenchyma, living cells, and xylem fibers, long cells with thick walls and narrow cavities. Location. It is present from the root to the tip of a plant. Function. These tissues transport water and minerals absorbed by the roots to the leaves where synthesis of food takes place. 2. Phloem. These are thin-walled tubular cells made up of sieve tubes, elongated living cells with perforated cross walls. Companion cells. Thin-walled living cells attached literally to the sieve tubes. Phloem parenchyma. Living cells and phloem fibers, dead cells. Location. Phloem is found in all the parts of a plant. Function. Phloem helps in transportation of prepared food from the leaf to the other parts of the plant. Activity. Take a balsam plant and put it in a pot containing red-colored safranin solution for few hours. See the color of stem and see the different tissues. You will find some tissues taking red color. Identify these tissues with the help of your teacher. You will find the xylem cell containing red color. This shows that absorption of water takes place through xylem. Animal tissues. Like plants, animals are also made up of different types of cells. When a group of similar cells perform a particular function in an animal, it is referred to as tissue. These tissues can be differentiated into 4 groups according to the structure and function of the cells. The 4 types of tissues are 1. Epithelial tissue, 2. Connective tissue, 3. Muscular tissue, 4. Nervous tissue. Animal tissues. Epithelial tissue, squamous epithelium, ciliated epithelium, columnar epithelium, cuboidal epithelium. Connective tissue, tendon, ligament, areolar, adipose, cartilage, bone, blood. Muscular tissue, striated or voluntary muscles, unstriated or involuntary muscles, cardiac muscles. Nervous tissue, Epithelial tissue. Structure. The cells of epithelial tissue are of different shapes depending upon their location and function. They may be flat, cuboidal, or columnar. These cells are tightly packed and there is no intercellular space. On the basis of the shape of the cells, the epithelial tissue is classified into 4 types: squamous epithelium, ciliated epithelium, columnar epithelium, and cuboidal epithelium. The uppermost layer of the skin, which you see, is built of epithelial tissue. It covers the entire body of the animal and covers the internal organs. This tissue protects the underlying cells from drying, injury, and infection. Location. They are present on the outer surface of the skin and line the internal organs like esophagus, stomach, intestine, heart, etc. Functions. 1. It protects the underlying structures from injury. 2. The cells present in the stomach secrete juices which help in digestion. 3. Some cells help in absorption of digested food. 4. Cells of the skin excrete sweat to remove waste products. Connective tissue. The cells of this type of tissue are composed of different materials. The various organs of the body are connected with one another by connective tissues. Location. They are present in all parts of the body in different forms. Structure. 1. Tendons. A band of tough fibrous tissue that attaches a muscle to a bone called tendons. 2. Ligament. A band of tough fibrous tissue that connects bones and cartilage at a joint or supports an organ, muscle, or other body part is called ligament. 3. Areolar. A fibrous tissue with jelly-like matrix is called the areolar tissue. It binds the skin to the underlying parts in animals. 4. Adipose. A fibrous tissue which contains a large number of cells filled with fats. This tissue acts as a shock absorber and also forms an insulating layer. 5. Cartilage. These are the tough elastic tissues that are found in the nose, throat, ear, and in other parts of the body and form the most of the skeleton in infancy. 6. Bone. It is a hard connective tissue and is the major part of the vertebrate animals. It is composed of living tissue such as bone cells, fat cells, blood vessels, and non-living materials like water and minerals. 7. Blood. It is a liquid connective tissue which is present in the entire body. It is a vital fluid found in humans and other animals that provides important nourishment to all body organs and tissues. Functions. 1. They connect one tissue or a group of tissues and organs to one another in the body. 2. They provide support to the body and body organs. 3. Blood, a liquid connective tissue, connects all parts of the body and transports the materials essential for the body. Muscular tissue. This tissue consists of bundle of cells called muscles. The muscles are specialized to undergo repeated contraction and relaxation, which one responsible for the movement of the body parts. Location. They are found in every part of the body. Structure. They are of three types: striated or voluntary muscles, unstriated or involuntary muscles, and cardiac muscles. 1. Striated or voluntary muscles. These muscles are attached to the bones. These are composed of cylindrical fibers with transverse striations on them. These muscles are also called striated muscles. They are found in arms, legs, neck, etc. When required, they help in writing, running, working, and are therefore also called voluntary muscles because they are under our control. 2. Unstriated or involuntary muscles. These are composed of cylindrical but spindle-shaped fibers and have no striations on them. They are found on the walls of stomach, intestine, lungs, etc. These muscles help in breathing, digestion, and other activities. They are not in our control and are therefore called involuntary muscles. 3. Cardiac muscles. These are composed of branched cells that have striations on it. They are present only in the heart. They help in pumping of blood to the different parts of the body. They are responsible for the expansion and contraction of heart and are involuntary muscles. Functions. 1. The muscular tissues help in the movement of various parts of the body and thus help in locomotion. 2. They also cause the movement of internal organs. 3. They help in the movement of food in the alimentary canal. 4. They also help in pumping of the blood to the various parts of the body. Nervous tissue. Nervous tissue is composed of nerve cells called neurons. Location. Nerve cells are present in the brain and spinal cord. Structure. The main body of neuron having nucleus is the cell body with branching dendrites and a long cytoplasmic structure called axon. The dendrites connect one neuron to another. The axon transmits impulses to an organ or collects impulses from the sensory organs. Function. They transfer the information from one part of the body to another.